We will take the concept of failure from psychological concept and also for psychological concept and sociological concept and from organizational culture concept as well. So another thing we need to think or to thank all of those people who invited me here, having you with this event and having me in the board and all the organizer who invited me here. Thank you so much indeed for that. Our agenda for today is talking about the psychological failure approach, agility in the human body, which part of your human body considered as agile and which part considered as a lean, and who can prevent you as an anti-agile approach. Sociological failure approach, agile tool that turn failure into insight and also to consider the failure as an engine or fuel the engine for more innovative and creative issues. The role of leadership and what type of leadership style suitable for agility. Principles of failure forward culture, and finally the top 10 software who can predict the failure before it's happened in 72 days as a bankruptcy, and in 6 months, and in 1 year, and 5 years maximum. So how can we predict the failure before it's happened? Basically, we need to, after this session, you will realize that we need to create a simulation system for failure if we did not fail yet. So we need to create this failure after the end of this presentation. How can we do that? Just be with me. Let's have a look at the human body before the birth, or the birth here. In the first 4 weeks, for example, there is the first part which is created in the human body is the brain, especially the front or the frontal lobe of the body, which is this part. And this part can create the logic of giving reason. You have to fail and there is no other way to succeed. So they can create your failure reason with no possibility and future to succeed. And developing brain to complete a whole brain, and this brain can create in that week, which is week number 32 and 34th, this week they can create the nerve control system for the whole body. And this whole body can create the eye, ears, and the whole communication for the whole body. At this part, the baby will born with agility approach. They didn't have any information or stored information about a heating part, and once they touch this heating part, they create an information system or stored data that this part for the present time I will not able to do that again, and in the future I will create the sense of hatred that this part will not able to be touched. Then, so we are now creating about the behavioral adaptation part, which is the front lobe. Then the other lobe, which is the social part, and emotion and motivation part. Basically, in 1835, the prisoners in USA has been advised by psychiatric to remove this part if you need to convert the prisoners from high danger behavior to be a baby. So this part is reasonable for this forensic issues, or the part which is create the dangerous behavior for prisoners, but they will not create any behavior against the failure. Another thing, the central nerve system, which can deal with the receptance, which is the muscles, the bones, the joints, and this is the area where we can create the agility system. The agility system created by the central nerve system. This central nerve system can react rapidly, flexibly, and can create in the future time proactive behavior and predictive behavior. If I make this abnormal behavior, so I will get arrested and then I will put in the jail. So I will act as a predictive analysis and proactive, flexible, and rapidly act. So this is all about the agility, this central nerve system. And this central nerve system can create the logic of, if I fail, I can able to stand up again, I will try and fail again, try and fail, and then try to succeed. So this central system can create as an agentic AI approach of dealing with the external and internal environment to simulate what is the type of fail based on the type of success that I need. So there is a dialogue between the frontal lobe and the control system saying that my potential is predominant or will not able to have any other succeed. But hang on, in the other side, the growth nerve system, my effort has a attitude to determine my ability. Failure is the opportunity for growth or for growth. Another failure is not limited because of my ability. So the learned that I have, or what I have already learned already, I need to know. This is all about what I need to know. There is no any other opportunity to increase my learning. So nothing we can do. But the growth mindset, I can learn to do anything that I want, but I need to have a trial and error. Challenges help us to growth or to grow in the future time. However, I didn't like to be challenged. What I have already achieved is the best I can do. So the front lobe can tell you the lies, and they can convince you that your situation, this is the best. What you need to do is to keep what you have already achieved without any opportunity for future growth. The agility can create another thing which is called adaptability for the future. So you can adapt based on the challenges, based on the external environment, and they can create the future opportunities for growth. So the psychological safety is very fundamental, and the leaders should take into consideration a safer fail. You need to fail more safer. So innovative teams need a safe space to fail. They need to fail or to feel safe to fail. This is the best part of the psychological safety. If I didn't have any opportunity to fail, or if I fail, I feel safety about my position, about my future issue, I will not able to convert this failure to be more innovative approach. So psychological safety enables innovation. How can we do that? The PS can create balance and body agility, and they can rely on some receptors and located in the skins, in the muscles, in the joints and tendons, and then they will set the right signals to the central nerve system at the right time, with the right place, with the right technology, with the right quality, with the right quantity, and will take the right action at the same time. So at that time, we can create our failure environment to stand up and to go further. Blame-free zone, nurture, experimental and shared responsibility. So you have to share the responsibility as a leader with the teamwork in order to create a safety and safe failure approach. At that time, we created the environment for innovative teams that need to create more insight issues. So psychologically, we need to try first and then fail. And no matter if we fail, we can try again and fail. And then we will try to create the model of success that we need. Without failing, we will not be able to create this model. So the culture here from curiosity, not to fear, from judgment to curiosity. So Agile can redefine the failure as an experimentation or exploration and ask, what did we learn so far and what are the tools that we need to succeed? Not who messed up. This all changes. So here we have to enhance iteration and learn from the mistake or the failures. So we need to have 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, and the last issues here is to enhance the growth mindset. So first of all, shift from perspectives, and this is seeks for feedback, guidance, help, assistant, which is more safer, and provide me with a safe environment. Iterate and experiment, try again. You will not able to succeed from the first time, and then learn from others' mistake. This is what's so-called the agentic approach, and celebrate process, not just the success. Celebrate the process, celebrate the insights, celebrate the steps that you have already achieved, not only the success. So our university value is one of them is the celebration. We celebrate that we finished coursework 1, coursework 2, not the graduation party. So we need here to celebrate every single steps, and then we can create the success. This is our value as a university. Then we have an spirit or inspect, adapt, and evaluate approach. This is called retrospective as a reflection engine. So we can start with here, grow as a team or individual. So inspect and adapt, and then you can create the total quality of your behavior, which is the Kaizen or continuous improvement. Back to build the resilience. We have a case study here talking about Netflix. They simulate what's so-called chaos monkey. This chaos monkey is a small systematic approach which can create a simulation of failure. Do you know we have started a new research talking about organ on a chip. Organ on a chip. So it's a small chip here like this part, and actually we create this chip in order to simulate the kidneys or brain or eye, instead of make an experiment on rats or any animals, or have a lot of side effect of some medication on the human body. We create what's so-called organ in a chip, liver in a chip, human in a chip, on a chip, or organization on a chip. This organization is the small part of simulation of the real-time simulation. So Netflix simulate what's so-called chaos monkey or chaos engineer. This is embrace uncertainty to ensure real-time resilience. What type of success that we need? So you have to try to give me a genetic analysis or agentic engine analysis that create the type of failure that you need in order to post the success. This is called chaos engineering versus testing. Chaos engineering is a proactive, it's more agile, and predict afterward the approach. So we can steady stand, make the hypothesis, this thing, run the experiment in this chaos monkey, and verify and then improve. Then we can repeat it over and over again in order to improve the succeed or the success issues. Then testing, we can aim to verify that the system meets its functional requirements and performance as expected under normal condition. So here the concept of agility, instead of having all of those steps together, we can summarize it in order to write failing test, make it pass, and then refactor. Straight away, we can do that in order to make it more quicker and adaptable for the environment. At that time, we can able to meet the requirement for success. Agile versus the water flow approach. Water flow approach, it's more adaptive or adaptation and predictive approach. So we have to comparison between the two main approach, adaptability or predictive approach. This is the water flow. That's what have been made in so many municipality here in United Arab Emirates, like for example Sharjah, Ajman. They started to have the water flow requirements, design, system testing, implementation, verification, department or deployment and maintenance. And then once we finish all of those, we can take the decision. But that will take time, cost, and effort. Why we move to the agility approach, where we can apply, so defining, design, testing, and deploy straight away till the approach. So that will be more quicker, adaptable, and they can make a prediction for the future. I will not able to predict the future. This approach can create at the end not only the success, but they can create your personal branding, your organizational personal branding. You are a brand now to succeed. So the process over perfection, success equal the adaptability, and the adaptability need the quicker approach, faster, adapted, and predicted, and then we can learn. This is called a learning organization. Celebrate the insight, not only the outcomes. The outcomes is nothing, but we need to celebrate every single step. You did it very well. So we can move to another approach. So the right-hand side, this is what's so-called the growth mindset, and the fixed mindset, which prevent you from taking the failure as an engine for future success. So you can convince yourself by this front lobe, or frontal lobe. They ask you, you are the best, don't do anything again, this is your limit, there is no way of succeed. But here we can see that more challenge, you try again, and you will be happy with the process, not the outcomes. Just celebrate the process. Give yourself a bonus for every single step. I believe that I can improve through effort and practice. View mistake as a learning opportunities, not a failure, or a failure lab for more success. So you can create your failure lab. And also the type of leadership. This type of leadership, we have a lot of leadership generation, like for example, Generation X, Generation Z, who born in 2010 up to 2024. This is generation what's so called Alpha, and Generation Beta, from those people who born in 25 till 2039. So yeah, those called Generation Beta. I can imagine that Generation Gamma from 2023 up to 2059. But I didn't recommend that there is a human being after that. Generation Sigma will be robotics. So those people or those generation will ask for human right, not only the human right, but robotic rights. This is what Elon Musk said. So after 50 years from now, we have to prepare ourselves that we have a robotics, have the intelligence level of more than a human being. They can create the future, create decisions, create everything for you. What's happened here in Dubai? The Dubai municipality, they approach this technology by a technology called the UI path, user interface path, in the whole municipality. Like for example, the court, digital court. We have a DIWA, which is the utilities and all of those things. So they apply UI path as a new agentic AI approach for Dubai. Why? Because we need to have this leadership style. So from now on, in 2023, they stop generating work permit for accountant. No more accountant will join. There is no more opportunity to work as an accountant as an expat in Dubai. Why? They can have their own national accountant or the people who are amortization. So they have their own. They need to apply the agentic AI here in Dubai. If you visit the Dubai Foundation, Future Foundation, you will find a floor there. What is the main feature for 2070? You will find the future. This is a future and future museum. So we can see the museum of the future. So now you can see the world after maybe 55 years. So you can see the future. Now we found that leadership style should be changed. Don't muzzle. Leaders should normalize vulnerability, share lessons, and view transparency. This type of generation will be in generation gamma. Or beta, sorry, beta, who are born, anyone pregnant in this year will be, the baby will be very lucky to have the artificial intelligence changes and could be considered as a leader here. Add the explorer, the navigation, vast possibly, and further the compass pointing toward the innovation part. So what's happened in Netflix, in Google, we can see that they discover a new technology in order to compete the future, and they create their own failure lab or laboratory. So what type of failure that we need in order to have a new success? So we need to simulate the future. This is our canvas, or pointing toward the innovation. Learning is the currency of exploration the issue. So we need to have learning organization could accept that type of mentality or mindset. They can accept the future. So the AI and analytic tools for predicting the failure. So we have smart tools that see the setbacks before the strike. And all of you could remember the Silicon Valley Bank. Do you remember the Silicon Valley Bank in 2023? Bankrupted just only in one day. Agentic AI started to simulate the reason for failing. The only thing that they have already issued, that the WhatsApp message. The WhatsApp messages can create a public opinion against the bank, let the whole depositors withdraw the money because the bank sell all the bonds less than the cost price. Though they expect that the bank will be bankrupted. So they withdraw all the deposits straight away in just only in one night, make a bankruptcy in 7 o'clock in the morning. And this type of failure reason will not exist in our financial theories box. So we expected that there is no cash flow, the liquidity is low, but there is another reason. Social network analysis can play a significant role. Agentic AI simulate human decision-making process to detect failure patterns. UiPath predicts the workflow and insufficiency via robotic process analytic, automated analytic analysis. Tableau can play a significant role more than Python and Excel can create a lots of issues regarding to the workflow. So the tools here, the long chain, the case study creates multi-agent system for a dynamic analysis. Architects decision across the tools. IBM wants that create a business intelligence and anomaly detection. They can predict and recommend based on the patterns. And also the list of those issues, the open AI agent via API could create a language-based reasoning and can make a planning process. Agentic as a innovation submarine. The submarine detect underwater and they can create their blue ocean strategy. Their own blue ocean strategy. You can work with a dolphin, play with a dolphin rather than play with the sharks. So the agentic AI can dive deeper, detecting the invisible threats before they reach the surface. Like sonar, it's adapt courses with the real-time data. And they can convert all of those tools to take a real-time decision-making process. How agentic AI predict the failure? So proactive risk detection, patterns recognition and anomaly detection, decision simulation. They can simulate different type of decision to evaluate possible outcomes based on your inputs. But you need to have more intelligent leadership who have an experience to deal with these issues. So you have to ask the right question for agentic AI. You have to know how can you ask questions. And once you have asked the right question, you can gain the possible answer that you can proceed. For those people who can use agentic AI or AI, generative AI, They asked the question, how can I cook today? If I have some resources, how can I invest it? Can you create for me a budget for this week? This is sort of questions which is normally happen. But if I have a good background and I use agentic AI, I can create a huge numbers. In the last month, Elon Musk create a new anti-AI called Grok, Grok 3. This approach can compete the DeepSeek of China. So China can use the DeepSeek, it's more efficient, cheaper, but Elon Musk create this one to be an agentic AI. It's for free. If you need anything, just create Python coding system to have a budgeting. They will create it right away and totally right from the first time. There is no need to have any other AI in order to correct this type of Python coding. They gave you the coding system, and you can press, for example, critical thinking. And you can press another thing, give me a deep analysis of this issue. They can create for you your PhD thesis just only in 1 hour. And they can receive more than trillions or thousands of word limit. There is no word limit on it. So it's something hugely has been developed. Adaptive feedback loop, autonomous alert, recommendation, they give you alert. So you can create your own diet system, your own economic approach for dealing with someone. And this is the approach for agentic AI. So proactive risk detection, decision simulation, adaptive feedback loop, autonomous alert, and recommendation. Those are the most important part for predicting the failing process. But you have to update yourself most of the time regarding to the environmental changes. Conceptual layout for the agentic AI approach. So the environmental interaction, international representation, goal intentionally, and playing or planning decision-making process, action, execution, and integration with the other elements and tasks. So how UiPath, if we go back again using or uploading agentic AI on the UiPath, U stands for user interface, interactive path, the company way that they simulate a failure laboratory to decide what type of this issue. As I remind you with the, I want to remind you with the organ on a chip. This organ on a chip create a massive number of big data for the person. So the other issue that you have already explained in your presentation, the ethics, the most important issues. So the ethics here is very important to highlight in UiPath. Supports failure detection, combining robotic process automation and AI for the intelligent workflow. This part can create what's so-called digital twins of the business in the real world. And you can take a decision straight away based on what's happening. So we can create not only organization on a chip, but a digital twins for the digital approach here. So value proposition, in terms of cost and benefit analysis, we have to achieve. So for example, if we have here HR and financial and support department of 20 people, we can make it just only for 3. So around 18 or 17 we'll get rid of, so we can have a cost saving issues, partnership ecosystem, and organizational readiness. It's ready and mature enough. Look at this word. This word is very important, and we'll use it in the future time. Maturity, organizational maturity. And one of the most important maturity is the readiness and the change management to drive seamless adoption. Risk issue and compliance. The word compliance here, in Dubai municipality, they achieve to have the UiPath based on the regional regulation and based on the local regulation, local culture as well. So we achieved this compliance based on the R and C, risk and approach. So we have a lots of UI data, which is I have been applied Oracle, SAP or SAP, IBM, eBay, and all of those data dashboard processing and mining issues. This is the product for AI and has been applied now. I use it in my assessment approach, and we can create a lot of example and case study straight away. It's just only for 60 days for free, and you can pay $500 in the future time for UiPath. Doing Agile in the right way, transforming without chaos. So you have to create your own failure lab in order to create the good success that you are looking for. Thank you so much indeed. This is the final call for innovation. Build bravely. Failure is not the opposite of the success. It is a part of it. You have to fail in order to succeed. If you are not fail, simulate the failing to succeed. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you. Any question, please?
Could I add one?
Yes, please, of course.
You mentioned that the models, the AI models that can predict failures, so or future, let's say. So what type of data is being put into them? And because every domain or every type of industry has a different set of data.
Yeah.
So does it apply to all the industries, or is it being tested so far in specific industries or domains?
Yes, so you are now talking about the structural data. Unstructured data is what type of data, like for example, what type of data does mean? Is that numerical data, text data, or video analysis data? Plus, this data has been tested before or not? Yes, all of those type of data. Even the data for competitors. The data has been issued in another community, in another culture. So we'll give all of those data sets to the agentic AI, and they can give them a time. So the agentic AI will take some time in order to generate the solution that fit your case. So yeah.
So it's like, are we talking about the data on like very large scale?
Yeah.
Or can we apply this on a small scale as well?
Yes.
Like on which scale are you proposing this can be applied?
Yes. If you need to take a decision, it depends on the decision. If the decision is strategically approached in the top management, for example, you need to have a huge number of data for different years and a time series for that. If the data that you need to take it for the financial department or HR department, you can take a part of it which is related to the HR or financial issues. If something regarding to the inventory management approach, so you need to give them a time series for the previous 6 months or 1 year of this data. So it depends on how strategic is your decision, or how technical, or how simply or operational your data. If you are taking the decision for operational, so you can take a part of a part. If you are taking for the strategic one, you need to have a huge number of data in different parts. It's related to external environment, internal environment. Its strategy does mean two things: large scope and long term. Large L and L. This L, large scope, huge number of data in terms of time, in terms of companies, in terms of how strategic is it. But you have to feed the system most of the time. It's not just only one time process. You have to feed the system over time. I hope that could help. Yes. Yes, please.
So you mentioned like we are going to apply agentic AI to have these compliances and regulatory management, right?
Yeah.
But what about in AI itself? So like I'm applying OpenAI or maybe UiPath, whatever I'm applying as a model for my compliance management. How would I ensure the compliance management of the same tool that I'm using? Like UiPath in itself, it's actually using a large language model, right? How do I ensure that my information is not going out? So like talking about Dubai government using UiPath, right? How are they ensuring that personal information, there is a lot of data around users who are using these services. How do we ensure that that is not going out?
Yes, so the first step, you have to work on the organization. What is the organizational main or core services? What are the core services? Like for example, let's talk about the a project we have already done regarding to the using blockchain as a way of reducing the fraud detection. How can we detect the fraud crime? So we need to give all the exchange houses, all the banks, all the people who are working in the middle, and what is the new regulation? In 2021, we have issued a new regulation called company tax as the first type of direct tax. And also, there is a new royal law said that if you are working in financial and an accountant or auditor, you have to report any suspicious transaction. And we have 36 of this suspicious transaction. So we have to feed the system with all of those, but we have to focus on financial part and all of those areas regarding to the financial part in the agentic AI. And then you have to train them. Train the people who are training the people. I got TOT, trainer of trainer. I train the trainer who can train other people. So we need to start from the beginning or from top, bottom or bottom up. It doesn't matter what the approach, and give the system a lots of data, a lots of all type of data. Don't forget, don't save time regarding to this issue. So the more data you can enter, the more feedback you can get. So if I ask you, for example, a question, what do you mean by this issue? And I want you to answer within 1 or less than 1 minute. So 90% of your answer will not be correct. So I need to give time to the system to be trained. I need to give time to go to the deep learning in order to get the pictures, even the text, even the words. The CC cameras, for example, if we found, like for example, saying one word, Muslim Brotherhood, the camera will direct it to me. Because this is one of the stored data that I have already feed the cameras that I need to record this conversation. When, how, who other people are talking about this issue. So we need to give the system more data to be trained. And once it to be trained, it will be more intelligent. That's why the graph, Hinton quit from Google last week, because they discovered the algorithm they created, will be more intelligent than the human being. So we have to stop this type of research to give a value for human being. Thank you so much indeed for your time. If you have any question, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you so much indeed for that.
On behalf of Agile,
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We appreciate your partnership.
I appreciate your time and help as well. Thank you. Thank you.